Good morning children. Welcome to the class of science. I Purnima Dikshit ma'am taking class here, and children, as you know that we are studying chapter number 9, force, work and energy. And in my previous video children, I have explained you about force and effects of force. By simple methods you learned that how and in which way force is used in your daily life. So moving further with the same topic, we are going to study today about the types of forces. As you know children, many different types of forces act on a body and affect them differently. So here some activity is shown. With the help of this activity children, you will understand what is the first type of force, that is friction or frictional force. So here observe the tiles alongside. Here they have been given. Which one would make you slip more, children, and why? As you can see children, tile A is smooth and very plain, whereas tile B is rough and not smooth at all. So you can say children, tile A is smoother than tile B. So hence it is possible to slip more on tile A than tile B. So for you to understand what is friction children, let us see. Friction is a force that occurs whenever two objects or surfaces rub against each other. So with the help of this activity children, you will know that tile B has more friction than tile A. For making you understand children, I have got the two types of tiles in my hand. As this is tile A, you can consider, and I am keeping it over here. As you can see, the surface of the tile A is smooth, whereas you can see the tile B, which I am holding here, is having a rough surface. Can you see children? This is having a rough surface. It is not as smooth as tile A. So this is tile B. Now here in all, I would like to show you the difference between the two. So here you can see children. First I will show you how it is easy for you to know what is friction. So children, here I am rolling down a pencil on a tile A, and you will see that the tile is very smooth and the pencil is going to roll down very easily from here to there because the tile is very smooth. Whereas if I try to roll a pencil in here on the rough surface, that is tile B, it will not be able to roll so smoothly. It will stop, and because it is having friction. See, it is not able to move. So you can feel what is friction. So you can say friction is a force that occurs whenever two objects or surfaces rub against each other. Have you understood children with the help of this activity? I hope. Now moving ahead with the same topic, we are going to learn something in relation with the same topic to know what is frictional force. As you can see, there are two children here. They are trying to push the sofa ahead. So friction prevents objects from sliding over a surface. As you can see children, the friction affects the speed of an object and not the direction. Friction slows down objects, and friction is also called frictional force. So you can say they are trying to push it, but due to friction it is going on the other side. But the children are applying force to push it ahead in front of them. So this way you can understand that friction plays a major role in our life, and friction has both advantage as well as disadvantages. So here we go with the advantages of friction children. As you know, it is given in the first point. We need friction to walk, and if there was no friction between our feet and the ground, we would be slipping on everything. So you can imagine, children, if a person is walking on a smooth surface and a slippery surface, the person tend to fall. But if it is a bit rough, then the grip of your feet is there and you are able to walk on a ground. So we cannot walk easily on ice because it is very smooth. There is very little friction between the ice and our feet. So we tend to slip and fall down. So isn't it a good example for you to understand what are the advantages of friction, children? Moving on to the second point, children, we need friction to write on a piece of paper with a pencil. If there was no friction, the pencil would keep slipping out of our hands. Isn't it surprising, children, for you to know that when you write with the pencil, it is due to friction. Also, the lead of the pencil would not be able to make marks right on paper without friction. So, is it clear to you now that how you are able to write with pencil on a paper? So, a pencil eraser also uses friction. Same is the case with the rubber. When you are writing something with pencil and you are trying to rub it, it is due to friction. So, it is used to rub the pencil. Fourth point, friction is also needed for driving a car. If there was no friction between the tires of a car and the road, the tires would just slip and the car would not move. Also, it is the friction between the brakes and the tires that enables a car to stop. And last point, children, friction produces heat when we strike a matchstick. So it rubs against the rough side of the matchbox and this generates heat and the matchstick is lightened. So in daily use, how much friction is needed, children? You must be understanding. Now for you to understand about this fourth point, that friction is also needed for driving a car. So children, again I am laying down the tiles in front of you. Here I am putting the smooth tile in front of you and the rough tile in front of you. So children, here I have got a toy car for you to know what is the difference between a smooth surface and a rough surface. What will happen if I push this car on a smooth surface? Let us see. I am pushing it and it is very evenly going and slipping on the plain surface. Whereas here, children, if I try to push the car, you will see that it will stop. After some time, it will not move because it is having a rough surface. So, it is very clear to all of you now with the help of this example that friction is also needed for driving a car. Because if you are driving a car on a slippery surface, then the accident would occur and the car would not be able to stop, though the brakes are applied. So, you need to have friction while driving a car. I hope you have understood with the help of this activity. Moving further, children, we should know about the disadvantages of friction. So, first point says that friction causes wear and tear. Like example, tires and soles of shoes wear out because of friction. As you must have seen your own sole, your shoes, they get this kind of a shoe because soles get worn out due to friction. So here is the example of the shoes given. Secondly, friction slows down the speed of trucks, buses and bicycles. So this is how the accident does not occur because of friction, because it slows down the speed of the vehicles. Children, last point we will talk about is machines have parts that rub together which have friction between them. And the friction between the moving parts generates heat which can damage machine parts. So here you can see the picture of a machine, children, and machine parts can get damage due to friction. So by doing all these activities, I hope you have learned the difference between the advantages and the disadvantages of friction. I hope through this topic and through this activity, I am able to convince you and let you know what is friction all about and how it helps you in your daily life, as well as it has some of the disadvantages in your daily life. And thank you for now. Go through the video again, children. Try to understand and revise the topic properly. Thank you.